Yo, 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 what is up? It's Monday with Molly. Can't be great at everything. All right, so here's the deal. I mentioned in some of the other the earlier videos that my goal was to try to keep the videos within 5 to 10 minutes. And some are going to go over, some won't, but I appreciate you sticking with me and taking it in to learn whatever or to hear whatever you need to hear to move your life forward, because life is all about growth and improvement and moving forward. Forward is a pace. All right, so today's message is about how fear is a liar. Now you can go Google any kind of quote on fear and you'll hear all kinds of things. And I'm not even bashing them, right? So like everything that you want is on the other side of fear, or fear is forget everything and run, right? You hear all kinds of things. I'm not bashing any of them. From my perspective, my 20 cent, and if you're like, Molly, what's 20 cent? Go back to the first video to understand what your 20 cent is and flip your 20. So my belief on fear, my 20 cent, my perspective is this. Fear is a liar. I believe we have given fear so much meaning and so much power, and it has become a very convenient excuse for us to play small, to make excuses, to have an easy out or a legitimate reason to not do the thing, to not play full out or go for your goals or whatever it is. So, for example, now I use this example when I'm talking with students. So if you're older than that and you're out of school, you can fill in whatever example you would like. So the examples I usually use are this. Like maybe, and again, when I talk about fear, I'm not talking about danger. Danger is different, but the fear I'm talking about is the excuses that we make. For example, maybe you would say, if you were in school, you'd say, I'm afraid to try out for the team. Yeah, I'm afraid to try out for the team because I'm afraid I'm not going to make it. And so you don't try out. And boy, isn't that convenient? You didn't have to worry about rejection or hurt or anything. I just didn't try out. You gotta flip your 20. You gotta flip your 20. Yo, flip your 20. Because here's the thing, you're not afraid. Or if you don't make the team, what are you afraid of? Like, you're not gonna spontaneously combust. A zombie's not gonna come and chomp on your face. You're not afraid. All you are, and hear this, we're gonna flip our 20 and change the meaning of fear right now. You're not afraid. What you are is uncertain of the results. It's not fear. It's just not fear. It's uncertainty. You're uncertain, you're unsure of the result. Let's see what this looks like. That same sentence, we just tweak it, flip your 20 a little on it. I'm uncertain if I'll make the team. There's only one way to find out. Go to tryouts. And then you make it or you don't. But do you see how we've taken the power and the pressure away from it's just a tryout. You make it or you don't. But when we say, I'm afraid to, and then, a lot of with our society now is we have adults, parents, teachers, who they're coddling too much. It's like, oh honey, well if you're afraid, if you're afraid, then don't do it. Let me wrap you in bubble wrap and make sure you never have to be afraid. I want to pop that bubble wrap because it's just fun to pop the bubble wrap, but also dude, the only way you can learn to be resilient and to bounce back in life is you have to take healthy, smart risks. It's still a risk. You don't know what's going to happen. You're unsure. You're not afraid. You're just uncertain. But you got to do it. Anyone who really has their act together, they want you to make mistakes. And that's loving. They want you to make mistakes. They want you to fail and fall and goof up. So you can learn how to get yourself back up. Hopefully they'll help you get up now and again. But you have to learn to get back up. But when we let fear hold us back, we play small. We never challenge ourselves. So what if you flip your 20 today on whatever way you need to change your meaning of fear, on whatever example you need to change your meaning of fear on, right? Like maybe you want to ask someone out and you're like, I'm afraid to ask him or her out because "Oh, I'm afraid they'll say no." No, you're not. You're not afraid. You're not afraid. You're uncertain of their answer. And if they say no, then you'll be rejected. You'll feel rejected. And that's like a, ugh. Feeling rejected is like such an uncomfortable, yucky feeling. And we don't want to feel rejected, so we keep ourselves safe so we don't ask the person out. Look, I can get behind that because that makes sense. I don't think I'm going to ask them out because I don't want to feel rejected. Great, that makes sense. But don't call it fear when it's not. It's just uncertainty. Or you can just step up, take the risk, and ask them out. And they say yes or no, at least then you know. And by the way, if somebody says no, they don't want to go out with you, move on. Like, don't be like a stalker. Super creepy. So, where in your life, and post in the comments, where in your life have you been using fear as an excuse to play small? And now you're like, oh, it's not fear. I'm just uncertain. Well, the only way to get certain is to do it. Do the thing. Go to tryouts. Ask the person out. Take the higher level class. Ask for the raise at work. Whatever it is, the only way you know for sure is to do the thing. So let's stop calling it fear. We've given fear so much power and meaning. And just do the thing. And look, if you know my story, if you've heard my talk, you know me, if you've read my book, part of what this is all about in this title, Creating the Champion Within, and within is about our 20 cent, our mindset, is one of the things, I wrote about it a couple times, but even at the back of the book, I did a summary of my Ironman triathlon that I did. Now, when I was 8 years old, it was the first or second day in the big kid pool, I almost drowned. My nose plugs came off, almost drowned, lifeguard came in to save me. From that day forward, I was afraid of water. Now, it's okay to be afraid if you're literally in the pool drowning. That makes sense. That's fear. But I could be like in my driveway going, no, I'm afraid of water. And there's no water around. So that makes no sense, right? So one day I saw the Ironman and I wanted to do it. And my friend's like, you can't swim. Like I could not swim. I don't want to put my head underwater. Taking a shower and having the water hit my face, I'd have anxiety as an adult. This is how powerful this fear thing is. And again, go back to your 20 cent. What do you believe is true? What's your perspective? My belief was I'm afraid of water. And that's just what it is. I just believed it, so it was true, because what you believe is what you get. Until one day I said, I'm going to become an Ironman. I didn't know how or when, and you don't have to know. You just have to know that you have to start somewhere. If something matters to you, you want to achieve something, man, you got to start somewhere. So decades of being afraid of water. I go to the local pool. Day one, my goal for the day, I kid you not, day one of my Ironman journey was to put my head underwater and, wait for it, come up alive. Spoiler alert. But that was it. It took me I stood in the shallow and it took me 45 minutes. I finally went down, came up, went home. And then I would go back and I'd go under a couple times and then longer a couple times. Then learn how to swim and then take swim lessons, and there were kids in the same class as I was, and I was a grown adult. And then I had to learn to swim in Lake Erie. It's different swimming in a lake in open water than it is in a pool, because, like, monsters. I don't know. I had to flip my 20 a lot. But from the time I crossed the finish, or put my head underwater till the time I crossed the finish line, it took 10 years. Now, thank goodness every goal does not take 10 years. Some might take longer. But the point is, I had to stop saying I'm afraid of water, which wasn't true. It was true at one point, and I just kept believing it. But I know, well, I can flip my 20 on this, and I want to do it, so let me take action. You got to take action on it. That's the whole key. You got to do the thing. You got to go to the tryouts. You got to ask the person out. You got to ask for the raise. Whatever it is, action is key. Wishing is not a strategy. You must take action. So for you, post below, comment, let me know, where are you going to flip your 20 on the meaning of fear and changing it simply to uncertainty, and then do the thing. Post that below. Let me know how, if this makes sense to you, if you need more clarification, what you're getting out of it. I love to get the feedback. And again, for Flip Your 20 Friday, if you'd like me to answer your question directly, whether anonymously or not, anyone who's a subscriber, subscribe below. You know, you're on YouTube. That's what people ask. Go ahead, subscribe below. All the subscribers who submit a question, you're in the running for me to answer your questions on Fridays. So whether you DM me on Instagram at flipyour20_, or you email me, info@mollykennedyspeaks.com, or if you want to just put in the comment below what your question is, if you don't mind if it's not anonymous. So it's up to you. Reach out, let me know, subscribe, and I'll answer your questions. We'll go from there. All right. Fear is a liar. It's just uncertainty. That's all it is. So flip your 20 on that. Peace.